What is going on, everybody? It is your lineman. We are the linemen of Lineman Life. Welcome to the live stream. It's Monday, Black Monday, if you will. And we are here to talk about the week that was, week 18 in the NFL. Now, before you ask, hey, Uche, what happened to the void that was behind you that you've been talking about over these last couple months? Well, today, I come to you all from Justin Blaylock's house. We sitting in here on different parts of the house, getting our stream on because we're going to watch some college football after this.
Damn straight.
We're going to 100 wings coming. Me and him, we're going to smash these wings and watch some football.
America.
So, as everyone knows, the Khlown out happened yesterday in Duval County. The Khlown out, the Jaguars, and the Colts. Now, this was a play-in scenario for the Colts. All they had to do, essentially, was win to get in. You beat Jacksonville, one of the worst teams in the league, bar none. I don't give a damn about the win. One of the worst teams in the league. A team that has, obviously had its lion's share of controversy and quite ridiculous management, as we all know. And on top of everything, it was the Khlown out in Duval yesterday. We had a stadium, and many of you who were on my live stream saw me in clown makeup myself doing the play-by-play of the game. This was literally a day that was set up perfectly for the Colts to just come in, beat the shit out of Jacksonville, and move into the playoffs, capping off what has been what was up to that point a pretty damn good season. They had done a lot of good things. They had an MVP candidate in Jonathan Taylor, and they went into TIAA Bank Stadium, a stadium that had hundreds of people dressed up as clowns. In particular protest of Shad Khan, they had hundreds of people there dressed in colorful wigs with red noses and face paint, the things that are nightmares to children. And they got clowned by the Jaguars. Literally, they got destroyed top to bottom. It looked like a playoff team was the home team in that game. And that was, I mean, look, and I said this in my live stream. I said, I like that we won this game. I'm excited that we won this game, but at the same time, don't be fooled and think that this changes any perception of what needs to happen in Jacksonville. Trent Baalke needs to be fired. There is really no question about that in my mind. There's no, even I say that with even more urgency now that Black Monday has happened, and probably one of the most unexpected moves of the recent memory in the NFL since, I would say, Jim Caldwell. You have a scenario where a head coach who has brought you 2 winning seasons back-to-back, who is literally on the verge of ushering this franchise into a position of prominence. And he started really, he's doing it from scratch because he doesn't even like the GM he got to deal with. But for 2 years, he built a team that has owned Bill Belichick. He has the best record against Bill Belichick of any coach in the NFL. And before the clock struck 12, the Miami Dolphins let Brian Flores go. Probably the dumbest, most ego-filled decision that a franchise has made in decades. Now, why does that matter? That matters because I think the Jaguars should be seriously going after Brian Flores. He has shown you that he can build a franchise from the ground up, and he has players who much like Dan Campbell, will go to war for him. So Trent Baalke has to go because Brian Flores is not going to deal with another GM who is talking shit behind his back, who's sowing seeds of dissension between him and the franchise quarterback because he wanted the guy. Now, what do you think about? Well, first off, what do you think about the whole situation with the Colts? Literally, shitting down their legs.
Biggest surprise of the weekend for me, like you said, this is one you have everything to play for.
Everything. It's all right in front of you.
You
reach out and grab it.
Completely control your destiny. I think they went from 93% or 93% chance of making the playoff to, obviously 0 in the span of, a day. I don't understand how you're not up for a game like that.
Dude, the offensive line got destroyed by Jacksonville. The D-line of Jacksonville dominated. Look, there are 2 top 100 players on the Indianapolis Colts offensive line. Yeah. 2 top 100 players. And they look like clowns. They gave up, I think, 5 sacks.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 sacks. It was ugly.
See,
very ugly.
People don't understand the difference between, the guy that is on, the Wheaties boxes and getting commercials, and the average player might be 1 or 2%. It's not as if, it's a man amongst boys. There's a couple guys in the league like that, but even your Pro Bowl type players and the guys, most starters are pretty close in talent level. You're not going to go out there and just...
There's not a big difference in talent in the NFL.
You're not going to just show up and someone's going to...
This much. Yeah. Execution is where you see big gaps.
Yep.
Execution is where there's a big difference between this team and that team. Yep. And one would have thought, looking from the outside, looking in, it was easy to see. Help from any perspective you want. It'd be easy to say, yeah, the Colts are executing. They should execute a much better game plan than the Jaguars. The Jaguars just came off a 50-10 loss to New England. Well, the Colts beat New England with half their team out.
Yep.
So what the fuck is the problem here? Now, of course, being a Jaguar, I will say those motherfuckers ain't coming in our house and winning. That ain't gonna happen. We just ain't gonna allow it. That's a point of pride for Jaguars players. And the Jaguars fan base, even in the franchise, is that the Colts are our rival. And when they come into Duval, we bring that. We're bringing it. We bring it whenever we play them. But when they come to Duval, they have had some embarrassing losses to us in Jacksonville, even before I got there.
Yeah, I was trying to tell people, when they had when folks were talking about the tie and both teams get in for the Chargers game last night.
Yeah. And then now
people, I was like, look, but you can guarantee you get in. Nah, I think these guys would rather say fuck you to their division rival and, win that game. And we saw that last night, how that played out.
Exactly. Yeah, but the division rival, you're going to be
a similar situation with you and the Colts.
Fuck them. I don't care if they're trying to get to the playoffs.
None of that shit matters. I'm not doing you no favors.
Now, here's something crazy about that situation, though, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But, the scene outside of TIAA Bank after, look at this. Ha ha. Let me share this. This is interesting. Because, an end result of this win for the Jaguars was that, 1, the Colts were eliminated from the playoffs, but 2, we actually gifted a playoff spot to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Pittsburgh owes us a little thank you, and I've seen them actually, come out and be like, you know what, hey, Duval. They all chanting Duval and shit now, which is awesome. But it doesn't get any better than the official Pittsburgh Steelers Twitter account showing the love. Steelers, thank you, Jaguars. Duval.
Oh,
man. Look at this shit. Look at this. It's hilarious.
Man, that's great.
You can't defeat me. I know, but he can. And there we are right there.
Wow.
Hey, I tell you what, I actually feel very good about the fact that Jacksonville gave this team, which is actually Pittsburgh's kind of our rival too. They're kind of our rival too. Like when I was playing, we didn't like
y'all
them.
had a good thing going.
Look at me.
Yo. Hey, internet's undefeated, man.
Look, man, I'm enjoying this. I'm savoring this because it's the only thing that I have to be happy about this franchise right now. Because it's a critical time coming up. We have to make. There's huge decisions that have to be made. We have to fire Trent Baalke so that we can get a good GM in here, or get a GM that a head coach that we hire can he can work with, the guy that he can call. Everybody likes to bring in their own guy. Let him bring in his GM, whoever the coach may be. I'm sitting here for the sake of argument, just saying Brian Flores. If Brian Flores comes to Jacksonville, you let him pick a GM. You let them get he's shown that he can do it. He's already shown you that he can do it. He's done it 2 seasons in a row. And then, look, how many teams start the season 1-7, and then by the end of it, they're in the thick of it, playing for the playoffs in the last 2 weeks of the season. Off a 7-game win streak, winning 8 of their last 9. Like, you don't see that. You don't see that. So
more often, you're likely to see the opposite happen.
You're like what happened with Jacksonville with Urban Meyer, who was supposed to be the golden boy, who was supposed to be the actual, the right choice, as Shad Khan put it himself. I got it right this time. Okay. We'll check back in and say 12 weeks.
see what you're thinking then.
See what you're thinking then. But overall, this is it's something that Jags fans should be happy about, but don't let this make you think that this is something that there's not still a massive problem with this franchise. One is we have an owner who is a good businessman who doesn't know a damn thing about football as far as building the culture of his franchise.
Sure.
And secondly, regardless of who comes in as a head coach, which as it stands, I don't see any. Brian Flores is one that I would dump Trent Baalke for and offer a truckload of money to immediately and say, hey, would you like to coach Jacksonville? We'll give you a 4-year deal. We'll give you $100 million. Fuck it. Just come in here.
Yeah,
we'll let you pick a GM. You and the GM work together. And the goal is to get into the postseason. That's where we'll start. And that should be, he is immediately at the top of the list, I think, for any franchise that is trying to replace a coach, because you see what he did in Miami.
Yeah, this one just
for itself
fell into everyone's lap, gift wrapped.
Yeah, he's literally.
No one saw this coming.
Nobody saw this coming. I heard. I guess there were rumblings, very faint rumblings of it. Ian Rappaport said, but I don't believe that shit. He didn't know it was coming. A lot of people.
They're saying it's going to be Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
I don't know why. To take the Miami job.
He's going to take the Miami job?
That's what the streets are saying. I don't know why.
Shit. See, look, don't get it twisted. I don't believe in Jim Harbaugh as a head coach in the NFL.
I don't know why. I'm not sure why you fired.
The motherfucker took 10 years to beat Michigan. To beat Ohio State one time.
Couldn't beat your rival for 9-10 years, whatever. You finally get to the playoff and get the doors blasted off your ass.
First round in. Get dusted like y'all didn't even belong there.
But now I understand, he was a quarterback and they want, more consistency from Tua. So maybe they think that he can be the quarterback whisperer. It's speculation at this point. But
see, that's the thing, man. These motherfuckers try to make this shit rocket science. It's not rocket science.
It really
it's football. Come on. Why do they make this game so hard on themselves?
Block. The shit's,
They make the game entirely too difficult. to their own detriment. It's unbelievable. But again, Shad Khan doesn't understand that there is a certain kind of process that you have to go through to build the culture of your team. Like, I feel like everything should be in a package. So your coach should be packaged with a GM of his choosing. That way, there's already some sync that's there. They're synchronized. Like, they can be on the same page about players that they're going to pick up. And there's there's a very small chance that you'll see disagreements come along. Look at what happened in Miami. The reason why Brian Flores is out in Miami is because of the general manager, who's been there 20 years. How many head coaches has he sent up the river? And now you finally get a head coach since Jimmy Johnson, who actually brought success to the franchise on a consistent basis, and you got to get rid of him because he is not on the same page as you. He doesn't want what you want. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that
it's
a game that's
he's
really
been to 10 AFC championships in his tenure or something. That motherfucker.
When's the last time the Miami Dolphins were even a fucking part of the discussion before
Brian
Brian Flores came in?
I mean,
we were just talking about how bad their first round quarterbacks were. Like, that was it.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
Tua's still got a chance.
What was his name? Rosen?
Jury's out.
Like, we don't even know their fucking names anymore.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I really do think that Jacksonville should be looking at this. And they should be I mean, look, Bill O'Brien, I've heard people say Bill O'Brien could be a good coach as long as he doesn't have GM responsibilities. Well, who's to say that he'll get along with Trent Baalke? Who's to say he'll get along with them? I wouldn't get along with that motherfucker.
Yeah, about to say, it sounds like no one can.
I'd be like, bro, you're a loser. You're a loser. Why are you here? Why are you still here? I thought we got rid of all the losers, Shad.
Damn.
I thought we got rid of all the losers. You're still here. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Shad, we got to talk. Can't be having this shit.
Right. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah. There's only one sheriff in this motherfucker. He can be my deputy.
His track record says
again, the Jags, there's a positive to take from this, which is always a good thing. There is a positive to take from it that, they sent the Colts packing and they got Pittsburgh in. But there was another playoff game. There was another win to get in.
Yeah.
But with a little twist to it between the Chargers and the Raiders. And I'm telling you, that one, I've heard rumors about this game that I just can't understand. I've heard rumors about this game that essentially the Raiders were going to just let it go to they were going to tie so that they both could get in the playoffs. That's what I heard.
That was floating around there for a while. And damn it, if it didn't look like that shit was going to happen.
That's literally what the rumor is that the rumor is that the Raiders were going to just let the clock roll and they were going to just try like a 57-yard field goal or something like that. And the Chargers called a timeout. So they're like, fuck it, let's win. That's crazy because I would have actually enjoyed seeing a tie and both teams get in. That would have been hilarious. That would have broken football. It'd have been like the emoji where the hands are shaking. Like, yeah. The meme.
Like some total back room, under the table type shit.
Not even back room, on the sideline. They're just yelling across the field. Yeah, we're going to take a timeout.
Can you imagine, Roger would be on the phone so fast. Y'all just going to let the clock run out? Man, y'all put some time back on that motherfucker.
She is shitting me. And here you see Las Vegas Raiders official Twitter. It says, it's not just tie, baby, which is referring to the old famous quote from Al Davis. It's just win, baby. Look, you win if you get in the playoffs, right? These motherfuckers were in overtime. Literally, y'all both it's the perfect setup. Y'all both go to the playoffs. Just let it be 32-32. You don't lose.
You can give a big fuck you to your division rival.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to play them in the, anytime
they wouldn't have played each other, obviously. But it's that
one
is
or both
that's
of
the
them
one part that I can't argue against is that if it is a division rival, it's like, yeah, fuck that. We gonna win.
If it was just like a regular conference game, maybe. Because they could have blocked the field goal and returned it for a touchdown. I don't fucking know.
And then it would have been like, whoa, why ain't you guys no tie? We're not doing the tie anymore.
So I guess crazy things do happen in football. But this was pretty safe. You win or you tie. If you
they definitely. Look and look. Let's also commend these Las Vegas Raiders.
Fuck yeah.
Can we honestly imagine? Did anybody imagine that this would be the end result at the end of the season for the Raiders after all the shit that they've had happen?
Goodness gracious,
no.
No one saw this one.
No, and everyone was just waiting for the wheels to fall completely off because that's what happens with the Raiders generally. Once they get a little adversity, the wheels come fucking flying off the fucking clown car.
Shit, I think
it explodes and bursts into flames.
Yeah, we had damn near wrote their obituary a couple times,
we damn near did. We was over here like, shit, here it comes. Here that cliff comes. They about to fall right off of it. But no, they make the playoffs. Derek Carr, you will stop slandering Derek Carr. The slander must end against Derek Carr. This is the second time with like his fourth coach that he has gotten into the playoffs. And this is a team that had no business being in the playoffs, and they willed their way into it. Simply willed their way into it. Now, if we're talking about a team that truly, honestly, wholeheartedly has no business in the playoffs, it would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have no business in the playoffs, but they're in thanks to us. Thanks to us. Now, let's check out these super chats. Here we got a super chat from Billy Carter. $5 super chat. He says, is this Jacksonville's new tradition? Dress up as clowns. Also, as a Titans fan, I say thank you. If you've been paying attention to the Jags season on a week-by-week basis, like I have, it almost seems like the perfect irony. A franchise that is currently being run as if it's a clown show, that once the actual city becomes aware it's a clown show and has a self-awareness to actually manifest a meme to troll their own team with, that then all of a sudden in that one game where they do that, the team blows it. The Colts blow it. The Jags get the win. They don't look like clowns, but the team they played against looks like clowns. So, with that, the playoffs are now set. The playoffs are set. The wild cards will start next week. We're going to go through the scores here. Let me get through the rest of these super chats real quick. We got Nathan Reed, $5 super chat. Titans get the bye. Colts get destroyed, and the Ravens miss the playoffs too. Great Sunday for Titans fans. Just have to hope Fulton is okay. Tighten up. Well, y'all are also getting back old Derrick Henry, old King Henry. So that should be interesting. Also, Jason Gaines, $5 super chat. He says, Uche, with your clown makeup yesterday, you look like one of Joker's henchmen that Batman beat up in Batman Arkham City. Fuck you, bro. That's hilarious. No, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the super chat there, Jason. And also another super chat from Jason Gaines. He says, for $5, what are both of your predictions for the national championship tonight? Also, Arthur Smith made the correct decision to bring Matty Ice back for 2022.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
Matty's coming back. You know what, man? That's another guy who the slander kind of needs to stop on Matt Ryan. The cat
that's
kind of
egregious.
he kind of carried those Falcons to a damn decent record. I don't think anybody expected that.
I'm pretty sure almost no one else would have, taken
Nobody
that
else
team as far as he did this year.
Nobody else would have done that in the NFL. He didn't. I mean, he had some weapons. He had, Pitts on offense. Obviously, he's going to be a baller. He is a baller.
But Calvin Ridley missed half the season.
Ridley was out a lot,
and it seems like he's not coming back.
Oh, really?
I think
Ridley's gone.
Both sides want a fresh start. It seems.
Oh,
from all the reporting that I see.
Snap.
Yeah, because I think he was missing games for personal reasons. I have no idea what's going on with the young man. But, I hate to speculate, but I have seen reporting that both sides are looking for a fresh start. So,
okay, so
that was a consistent. A consistent 100-yard receiving guy.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. What is it? We can help you work it out.
Him coupled with Pitts was going to be something nasty.
Oh,
and
that sucks.
And Cordell Patterson, running / playing receiver / returning. That was going to be a nice offense.
Yeah.
Had a couple more pieces up front, maybe.
Atlanta is lucky, man. Atlanta has always had the offensive talent to where they didn't necessarily need to rebuild. The only thing that they actually had struggles with, as long as I've as long as I've had my eyes on the Falcons, is just their defense. And really secondary, and they need one good pass rusher. Because they had they traded away what's his name, who was the Mike linebacker.
Oh, God dang.
I forget his name. Mike something.
It escapes me. But man, it's been a while since we had a dominant edge guy. I mean, maybe John Abraham.
Yeah. John Abraham. He's crazy.
That dude was a monster.
He was a monster. We used to practice against, when we practiced against y'all. He used to come to my bar. So when we would be in practice, I'd be like, "Hey, bro, ain't no more free drinks. You pull some bullshit on this one. Ain't no more free drinks. I promise you that."
Oh,
good
shit.
dude.
Oh,
Good dude.
It,
so as far as the national championship game, I mean, come on, man. Let's be real. Does anybody truly fucking think that Georgia is going to beat Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, walk-on quarterbacks ain't out here winning national championships.
Hell no. Them boys got exposed, and they're about to get from what was a beatdown is going to turn into a straight slaughtering in this game. You think Alabama is going to lose?
I think
Georgia
in
the national title game. They can't. I mean, look, this game shouldn't even be fucking happening.
I agree with that.
But of course, they set it up so that it had the highest likelihood of happening.
Oh, they had to.
And here we are.
But also, I mean, I don't think anybody wanted to see the Georgia-Bama rematch in the semifinal either. Because that would have been.
I didn't want to see Georgia or Bama in it. I mean, Georgia definitely shouldn't have been in it. I don't give a damn. Georgia shouldn't have been in it. They shouldn't have been in the playoffs because they lost an SEC title game. Like, you're done. You're out. Really the only teams that are in the playoffs are the ones who won their conference. How did you get
in? Yeah.
I
think that was the year that Bama won when they didn't win the SEC.
That was actually like last year, I think.
Maybe. I mean, hell, they've won it so many fucking times.
They won, even though they fucking didn't win the SEC. Well, they did though, right?
Maybe it wasn't last year, but it was.
Help us out, chat. Let us know if there was a year when Alabama.
It was recent though.
Went into the playoffs, even though they didn't win their conference. That might have been when they played against LSU.
Could be. It could be.
Because Georgia ain't never beat them in the SEC.
Right.
Georgia ain't beat them. Like,
maybe
not since Saban in there.
Yeah, maybe it was Joe Burrow. I'm not sure.
Georgia ain't beat them.
I'm sure someone will correct me.
But I'm going with Alabama, and I hate Alabama. I mean, not that I hate Alabama. I just don't give a about Alabama, and Alabama fans slightly trigger me because when I hear "Roll Tide," I'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here!" We're fucking McDonald's. Like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
My grandpa, God rest his soul, was like the biggest Alabama fan in the world.
So he was just "Roll Tide."
I can live with that. But one of my good buddies now is from Montgomery, and he just eat shits and breathes Roll Tide.
Alabama. Roll Tide. What is the Tide? It's an elephant. They got an elephant as their mascot, but what is the Tide? What is it? There's no ocean where elephants are.
You got me on that one, man.
Somebody has to explain to me what the Tide is.
Alabama education system at work.
Yeah, true that too. Super chat from RC from NYC says, "What's up, Uche? What's up, Justin? What's up, chat? Do you think Lawrence will benefit from a coordinator who will mentor him or a QB-minded head coach?"
Those things don't have to be
honestly,
exclusive.
man. I don't even know. Like, I think it boils down to who is your quarterback coach, right? I don't think
it's
it's
just
really
going to spend the most time with him. Yeah,
because that's the person who's going to be with him the most is the quarterback coach. So whoever the quarterback coach is, that's who is going to really have the true influence over molding Trevor Lawrence. It's not going to be the head coach. The head coach is the head coach will have his input, of course, but at the end of the day, it really boils down to the guy who's watching film with them, who's teaching them, the philosophy, who's teaching them the concepts, the plays, everything about what he's going to be as a player is going to be taught to him by
his position coach.
his position coach. And that's how it should be. As far as the head coach situation goes, I mean, I feel like for Jacksonville, it's not about getting an offensive or defensive minded head coach. I think it's more about getting a coach who understands how to get the most out of his team. Like, and that is going to be something that is a team effort because he's going to have a good staff. They're going to have to be on the same page and be in sync. And that's going to then trickle down to the actual players. So, it really is it's a hand-in-hand thing, but it can't be done without, it doesn't require him to be an offensive-minded coach or a defensive-minded coach. Right. It just requires him to be a coach that understands the game, first and foremost, understands how to build culture, and understands how to maximize the potential of the rosters he has.
Yep.
Everything else is really, as far as the head coaching position goes for this team, which is a unique situation to me, everything else is irrelevant as far as the head coach's, credentials in, offense in the more the technical things like offense, defense,
right. Good head coaches have come from all sorts of backgrounds: offense, defense, special teams. Hell, scouting.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Jack Del Rio, and I stand by this. Jack Del Rio is the best coach the Jags have had since Khlown, and I didn't even like Khlown, but Jack Del Rio was a special teams he was a defensive player in the league.
Yeah, linebacker.
Before he got the head coaching job, he was he started as a strength and conditioning coach for the Saints. So it's like
it can be. I mean, different sport, but like Eric Spoelstra was a fucking video analyst. I mean, people can come from anywhere. It's about motivating guys, putting them in good positions, managing egos. At a professional level.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's exactly what kind of got Jacksonville in the position they're in right now is the ego of Urban Meyer has set the ego of Shad Khan. The ego of Shad Khan and the ego of Urban Meyer have set the Jags down the path that they're on right now. And the ego has not been humbled because he still doesn't think that you cannot call this a fresh slate unless Baalke is gone. Then it's a fresh slate. And until then, I mean, you're just prolonging misery because there's going to be issues that are going to arise. Baalke does anybody remember other than Trevor Lawrence? Like, Did any of the other draft picks have an impact, an immediate impact on the team? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think any of them did.
Obviously,
other
your
than Trevor
second
Lawrence.
pick.
Trevor Lawrence had his best game by far at the end of the season. I mean, and look, the motherfucker balled. I ain't gonna front. He balled. He balled out. That is what everyone has been thinking he was going to look like
the whole time
under the tutelage of Urban Meyer. But it just, like I said before, it's not about getting a fancy name, and that's what they did. So, that's their issue there. And I just feel like they're going to fuck up again. Let's talk about Black Monday, because it is Black Monday, and we already talked a little bit about Brian Flores and his situation, getting fired by the Miami Dolphins. But there are plenty of teams who have lost players. Lost head coaches. Matt Nagy's gone in Chicago.
Vic Fangio.
Mike Zimmer's gone in Minnesota. Who's the Broncos coach again?
Vic Fangio.
What is it?
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio. See, that's the thing. I didn't even know who the fuck Denver's head coach was. I would have never said that. Vic Fangio.
I think that's it so far. But
Dave Gettleman, he's done.
Oh yeah,
gentlemen. And again, here's another example of a fucking team that doesn't quite understand what the fuck to do. They don't get it. They're firing. Oh, he retired. He retired.
He retired, and they're going to retain Joe Judge at least one more year.
So you get rid of when we say retired, he was fired. They just allowed him to leave with his pensions, with all his benefits.
They did him a solid.
They did him a solid. So he retires / gets fired, but you keep the head coach who literally has done nothing for you. What sense does that make? What have you built on? You haven't built anything. You have not built anything.
All you need to know is these little numbers at the bottom of the screen here. 19.
Oh my God. 19 and 45. Look, who am I to even mention that? Because if we go pull up Jacksonville's record in the last 10 years, Jesus Christ.
Then he bet the farm on Daniel Jones and Saquon. Saquon, through no fault of his own, isn't really having the type of impact I think people imagined.
How did they
squandered it?
Ruin Saquon Barkley. I didn't think that was possible.
I mean, he looks like a fucking can't miss, generational.
He looked like a generational running back, like an Emmitt Smith / Barry Sanders type. They ruined him. 2 years. That's all it took. These motherfuckers don't give a shit about nothing.
Yeah, no,
that's why they're allowed to fucking do these things like fire a head coach who has had 2 winning seasons back to back.
Yeah, I think they're debating on
doesn't have any NFL experience.
Yeah, his Saquon's 5th-year option, but I mean some of these are perplexing moves. To get rid of one guy and not the other when you're talking about head coach GM. It's not you're not doing yourself any real benefit.
None whatsoever. You're not clearing the palate. You have to clear the palate. That means all you motherfuckers in this meeting room got to get the fuck out. Pack your shit, get the fuck out. Get out. We don't give a damn. We starting fresh. And that's look, if there was any scenario where that was absolutely warranted, the few teams that have that scenario in front of them, it's really the Giants, the Jaguars. I mean, I would say the Bears too, to be honest, because look, the Bears, they've been floundering in mediocrity and sub-mediocrity for the last 4 years, 5 years. And, whereas you look at a team like Denver and you say, hey, Denver actually has a ton of talent on their roster. They just can't find a fucking quarterback. The one thing that you gotta have, they can't get it. That's the problem.
You got one of the 5 best, people to ever lace up the fucking cleats, at that position is your fucking GM, and you still can't find it.
Yeah, and you
still can't find the guy.
He was a quarterback for that damn team, and he got y'all Super Bowls.
I mean, they done gave money
and
to
he can't
all
even
these
find a quarterback.
Sorry motherfuckers, Paxton Lynch and Brock Osweiler, and I mean, they done ran through all these guys that I don't know if they were trying to find a diamond in the rough or just didn't want to spend the money.
You know what? That's what I'm saying.
But they ended up giving these motherfuckers money. So
I'm telling you, it kills me because I keep thinking to myself, why are they making it so difficult? You know when you find a diamond in the rough? When you're not looking for one. That's when you find it. I mean, that's what happened when I was in Jacksonville, man. I'll never forget this 4-year nightmare that I went through in Jacksonville. Gene Smith, who is pretty much Voldemort before Urban Meyer. You can't even mention Gene. You couldn't even 6 months ago. If you said Gene Smith's if you said the name Gene Smith in Jacksonville, somebody would turn around and look at you with the meanest look ever. Like, why are you saying that name? Somebody would vomit in a trash can.
Shit.
Somewhere in the city. Anytime you mention that name, somebody would vomit in a trash can. This dude this guy, I knew he was a fucking joke. I knew he was a fucking joke when he brought in a guy. I swear to God, I think he was a draft pick. This dude is from the School of fucking Miners. Colorado School of Miners.
Oh, man.
We're sitting in the team meeting room, and I'm like, he went to Colorado? No, he went to Colorado School of Miners.
Oh, like underage
miners,
people?
Like the motherfuckers who be going underground miners?
Oh, shit.
They say, yeah. And they just look, and my teammates just looking at me like, yeah! I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, y'all get the
Who
fuck
is this
out of here.
guy? I don't even remember his name. They got his ass was out of there in first cuts. I don't think he was a draft pick. I hope he wasn't.
Yeah, shit
don't tell me if he was, please. Don't tell me.
Oh, no, that's funny. Yeah.
All right. So, I think it's well documented that there's a few teams in the NFL that just don't got it. They just don't got it, And right now, the Giants are one of them teams. The Jags are one of them teams. The Bears got something to build on even. The Dolphins are in a good spot. I don't know why they did what they did. And, hell, even this is funny. Oh, wow. And this is what it is. It's like, who's running this? They're trying to put the fire out.
Oh, damn. Wow.
That's hilarious. So, again, this is like the first big like event after the season ends. Black Monday. You got coaches who are getting fired, and this year, there's a lot of firings going on, and nobody's even really like, obviously nobody really put Urban Meyer in that specific bin, but he's in his league of his own in fuckery for how he screwed up.
Right.
So not even really, it's really not even it's just ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't get why some of these teams, everybody's saying, oh, these coaches feel bad for them losing their jobs. Well, you didn't feel bad when he was talking shit about them. I know I didn't. I still don't feel bad. Right. They had plenty of years to prove that they can do it. There are players who get cut every day of the week.
Exactly.
There are players who get signed just to get cut the next day.
Exactly. They have signed and cut dozens, if not hundreds of players in their tenure. So.
In their tenure without batting an eye. So why should anyone bat an eye for them?
Fumble 6 in the national championship.
Huh?
Fumble 6 in the national championship for Georgia.
Oh, what? They Oskied?
Yeah. N'Kobe Dean picked up a fumble, took it to the
Oh
house.
shit! Here I am talking about these motherfuckers ain't got a goddamn chance in hell, and here they go
Hey,
getting the first
this
blood.
is their chance. They're gonna have to do shit on defense and special teams. Or what was that tight end?
We'll see how it plays out. I still don't believe them. I don't believe them. I do not believe them. John Morris, $5. He says, Jags and Cards fan, only root for the places I've lived in. Will the Colts win hurt us in convincing Khan to out Baalke? Props to the Eddie Mike. Yeah, we got the Eddie Mike over here. Does it hurt convince? I don't. You know, it's hard to say that there's even a way to convince Shad Khan to fire Trent Baalke. I think that he's going to have to, see for himself. He's going to have to learn for himself again that, there's more to this than, there's only so much leash you give decision makers at this level of football. I mean,
right.
Truth of the matter is, he wasn't a GM when you brought him in originally. He was just a consultant or an assistant of some sort. And you gifted him a general managing job, knowing what he did in San Francisco. This is the shit that kills me. You knew what he did in San Fran. How can you allow him to be in the same seat of power where he, one, ran off a head coach, and two, made awful decisions?
I mean, the NFL is notorious for the retread. We're gonna see all these guys
copying everybody.
Just fucking
recycle that
chair,
bring them back in 2 years
and shuffle that shit around.
Lay low for a year, and then we'll give you a GM spot again.
You'll kick a couple guys down to the Nick Saban rehab clinic for fired coaches, and just hire them again in 2 years.
I can't. I honestly, I can't. I wish there was a way to kind of like show Shad Khan that it's like, this is a bad decision. This is a bad decision because you can't do it half-assed in this league. You can't go half-assed with as bad as this season has been, the worst season in the history of the franchise. Maybe one of the worst seasons in the last, let's say, 3 decades of football. From an all-encompassing standpoint, not just on the field, but also off the field.
Oh, yeah. All the distractions and bullshit.
You cannot do it half-assed when you fire one person. Being fired does not change anything, even if he is the head coach. Decision makers have to go, and then you bring in new ones.
Mm-hmm. End up in
RC,
the same position.
$5 super chat. He says Alabama won in 2017 without winning the SEC. Okay, yeah, there it is. There it is. I was thinking about going through all the scores, but I mean, do we need to? I mean, we kind of got I think maybe it's better we take a look at the playoff bracket. I think that's probably.
Yeah, I think everybody knows what happened this week.
Yeah, everybody knows. I'm not going to insult people's intelligence and act like they didn't. They don't know what's going on. But let's see here. We have our brackets, and we'll do a quick look at it. Just kind of give ourselves a little preview. Let me see here. Oh, there's a bunch of them on here. I'm looking on Twitter to try and find a. Okay, here we go. Boom. This was. Oh wait, no, this is old. Why are all these old ass brackets up here? All right, here we go. No, that's not okay. This is somebody's prediction, but I don't want a prediction. Just give me a bracket. Jeez, come on, Twitter.
Shouldn't be this damn hard.
Oh my God.
There's a million of these fucking things for March Madness.
You know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Playoff bracket set. Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. This is our bracket for Let me stop this one and start up the other. This is our bracket for the 2022 NFL playoffs. Me and Justin will just go through these and kind of talk about, we'll talk about what we think, how we think this is going to play out. In the AFC, obviously, Titans got the bye with the top seed. Chiefs are 2. They'll be going up against the Steelers. I think we kind of know what to expect there, but hey, anything can happen. Bills and Patriots. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be the rubber match.
Right.
To see who really is the top dog in the AFC East.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
I think that's going to be a damn good game. Yeah,
I'm expecting to be good on that one.
Raiders Bengals is going to be an excellent game as well. I'm not these are two teams who we have come to expect them to collapse, no matter how good they may have looked. Did anybody have these two teams being in the playoffs this year?
I mean, both of them are so up and down. I mean, this one.
Flemlo
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun.
Bengals fan. Flemlo Raps is a huge Bengal fan. Shout out to Flemlo. He didn't expect these cats to be in the playoffs this year.
Right. Yeah, I don't think anybody saw this one playing out like that.
I think Raiders,
folks knew they had something.
My old teammate in college. Stuart Schweiger's my old teammate in college. I remember he was on the show the other week.
Yep.
And, he's diehard Raiders. I don't think he expected them to be in the playoffs this year either.
I mean,
Stu.
I think very few people expected this at the beginning of the season. Damn sure halfway through, cats were jumping off, the Raiders like it was like the floor was lava.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
And for them to hang around and just keep chopping away, end up here. I mean, I'm sure Matt Vrabel's gonna get it, but Rich Pistachio is making himself some money.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Got no chance to be coach of the year or anything like that, but he definitely did himself some favors.
Oh yeah, most def. And then you got the NFC number 1 seed, the Packers. I think the Packers. I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. I just don't see it. They lost yesterday, which, no big deal. It was an inconsequential game.
They had nobody playing.
But there's something to be said about having some kind of energy about your team. They had a bad kind of energy yesterday, to me.
Yeah, the one positive I would bring from that game is David Bakhtiari finally came back.
Yeah, Bakhtiari's back. That's big.
I think he played a quarter. Maybe a little more than a quarter. Looked pretty good. Yeah. Will show up anybody's offensive line. Probably one of the top 5 tackles in football.
Yeah.
So, that bodes well for Aaron Rodgers. And even without him, I don't think that they had a lot of issues with protection.
No, Aaron Rodgers does a good job of
getting the ball out,
and
getting
he'll
guys
he'll make his linemen right. He'll make them right if they get beat. He'll make them right. Yes. A lot of quarterbacks can't do that. Yeah, but just something about the energy with them. I just feel like, look, the Eagles are playing the Bucs. They're going to have to play the Bucs.
Right. Yeah,
we know what's going to happen there. In your heart of hearts, Packers fans, and I don't mean any disrespect to the cheeseheads out there, Grossi Posse, Tom Grossi, love them guys, love him, love his community, love his audience. But in the heart of hearts, this is not what the fuck you wanted to see. You didn't want the Bucs to be number 2. You would have took the Cowboys, the Niners, the Rams, the Cardinals, the Eagles, any of them. You would have took any of them.
Any of these fuckers.
You did not want the Bucs. Not because you don't think you can beat them, but you have to play against Tom Brady just to get to the fucking NFC title game. I mean, it's the worst kind of setup for you. They're in the worst setup you could imagine in the entire playoff setup here. They are in the worst position, even as the number 1 seed.
Yeah, this is where nobody wants to be. Yeah,
Nobody want look, it's not even about the team. It's like, motherfucker, I don't want to play Tom Brady.
Like you're hoping that you face him in the championship game or something, or in the Super Bowl, or maybe someone else can
in the Super Bowl.
Maybe someone else can knock him out before the game, not physically hurt him, knock his team out of contention before you face him.
Yeah, you're right.
That's your first game.
Yeah, you're like, damn, let us get them in the conference championship. Maybe they lose before they get to us, and we good. Now we know we good. We ain't even we're gonna be in a divisional playing against them if the Eagles don't win. The Eagles, come on, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anyone else up here that really should bother Green Bay. No, I realize you have to play the game.
Honestly, look at the Niners. Look at the
That's the one team that I think people should be wary of.
Niners are a team to be feared right now. The Cowboys, look, and this is the old rivalry, right?
Yeah. That's
this is the old rivalry. I'm telling you right now, the Niners are going to beat the Cowboys. The Niners are going to beat the Cowboys. The Rams are going to beat the Cardinals. The Niners are going to beat the Rams. And it's going to be the Niners versus
Tampa Bay.
It's going to be the Niners versus the Bucks in the NFC title game. I'm calling it.
I could see it. I want to see how
the Niners are playing at the highest level. The Niners are playing at a higher level than everybody here except for Green Bay and Tampa Bay, I would say.
And more than any team up here, except maybe Arizona, they run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And not as
man, what did I say? I didn't say it to you, but I was on a dumpster fire with Urinating Tree and 5 Points videos, and I told them the teams that play traditional football are going to have the best chance of getting to the Super Bowl, because in this age of football, one thing I can tell you is that all these teams, from the Packers, they're slightly more balanced, slightly more balanced than they had been. From the Packers to the Eagles to the Bucks, all the way down here, these teams are pass heavy. They are 60-40 pass.
Mm-hmm.
60-40 pass over
on a good day.
On a good day. I mean, the Steelers are 80-20 pass. The Chiefs are 65-35 pass. The only teams that are 50-50 and they got real work in the backfield, Titans, Niners.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the game they play. They're going to play you in a traditional football game where running will dictate who wins this game. And that's what the difference is going to be to me. It's going to be who can, because these are going to be, look, you know what the playoff, I mean, you played in the playoffs. These games are shorter games.
Oh, yeah. It's a completely different game than what you're seeing in the regular season. I mean, between game planning and, like you said, shortening the game, people are going to be more refined with their strategies in the game. They're going to take away probably your best two options, no matter who you are.
You're going to have to grind out the win.
Find other ways to beat people, yeah.
You're going to have to grind out the win. And what's required to grind out the win is you have to run the ball. Because you're not going to be able to just get back there and sling it around, because all it takes is one turnover and your chances of winning drop by 65% of one turnover. If the team scores off that turnover.
Exactly.
So it's literally a situation where if you are a team that, throws the ball 40 times plus a game, you're kind of at a disadvantage, because you're not going to your offense isn't going to be on the field that much. Because if you're playing against a team like the Niners, they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball like a traditional squad. They're going to run that mug 25, times. You're going to have Debo Samuel back there running.
Yep.
You're going to have, I mean, come on, bro. That dude is the most versatile player in the league right now.
Yeah, so you're already looking
They
at.
got him at running back. They got him at receiver.
I mean,
You can
he
put
could
him
do it
on
all.
defense if you wanted to.
He could do it all. But yeah, if you're playing against those guys, you're already looking at, probably 25 minutes of possession tops.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
a
don't
team that seriously
not only can
is
you not
a
afford
big threat
turnovers,
to all of these other teams in the NFC. The Niners are a huge threat.
you can
That
barely
6 seed
afford
don't mean nothing.
right. You can barely afford 3 and outs, let alone turnovers against a team like that.
Hey, if you get more,
You have to possess the ball.
Because look, I mean, I was in the playoffs one time in my career. That was my rookie year. But witnessing like how everything is broken down by percentages, like there is no room for error in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
None. If you fuck up, the momentum swings in a hurry, and when it swings,
They take advantage.
it's hard to get it back.
A good team will fucking pounce on you.
They will pounce.
As soon as you
We played against Pittsburgh, and when we got that opening kickoff and took it down to their 1 yard line, we already knew we won the game at that point. We was like, oh, this shit over with.
Yeah.
These cats, they're not even ready. They're not ready to play right now. And this is the opening kickoff.
Yeah, that's why
Maurice Jones-Drew just took it 93 yards down the field.
Yeah, that's why when you see turnovers in the playoffs, the very next play, someone's going up top. Like, we're trying to capitalize on every mistake. Like, I mean,
in the playoffs,
it's a different
once you fuck
brand
up, the team is going for your throat.
of sport. Yeah,
And they're going for your throat with some shit you ain't even seen yet. It wasn't on film. We ain't seen this on film.
Yeah, you're probably having to go back 5 or 6 weeks, in the playoffs to find all this shit people are doing.
I mean, I'll never forget it when we played Pittsburgh. We were in Pittsburgh, and it's fourth and like 5 or 4th and 3, something where traditionally team's going to pass the ball on that. This is for the game. We're down. We're losing. So we ran a QB draw and picked up 40 yards.
God dang.
And then kicked the field goal to win the game. No time left on the clock.
Damn. Okay.
And it happens that quick, right? Like that was something that we hadn't run a QB draw like at all. But we had David Garrard back there, and he was fast, thick, thick legs. He can take a shot. He can run through a tackle.
I was about to say, he can break some tackles.
Yeah, and he just took off, ran for like 40 yards. So it's the playoffs, and again, you know more about it than I do. You've been a couple rounds deep a couple times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all were in the NFC title game one of those years, right?
Shit. Yeah, we did. The 2012 year made it to the
2012. Y'all boys went deep. I remember that. I was watching I was here in Atlanta watching it. I was watching the game. Like, let's go, motherfuckers!
Yeah, that was the year that the lights went out in the Superdome. The Ravens and Niners. But we were up like 21-7 or some shit.
Oh shit! Don't get to talking about those kind of numbers with Atlanta again.
Kaepernick came back on us.
Kaepernick brought that. That was Kaepernick.
He forgot how to play.
Before he forgot how to play football. Damn right.
Brought their ass back all the way
the next year. He just started being trash. I'm like, bruh. You know what's crazy though? I gambled with Kaepernick after that season in Vegas at the Cosmo.
Okay.
And me and him are sitting there like they getting smashed, but little does he know I had been hot on Baccarat.
Mm-hmm.
They getting smashed. As soon as I got to the table, everybody hitting. He's like, man, what's good, man? Let me get your number. I'm like, bruh, you got to pay me to play me, cuz.
And now he's the bona fide movie star.
Oh, dude, he was being treated like well, he wasn't being treated. It was that he had his group with him. He had a couple of his people with him, like 4 people with him. And they were like, because there were fans who seen him and were trying to come over to say hi, get a picture.
Sure.
And they would just preemptively.
Yeah. Nah. Not
I'm
right
like,
now.
I'm sitting there at the table. I'm like, bro, I just walked up on your ass, like, hey. But I mean, I was like, yeah, I played for Jags. We played y'all this year. Like, yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Right, yeah.
So he's all good. But they were like just ready to, they were treating them a little bit like, a little bit too superstarish for a guy who just lost in the Super Bowl and, had only, that was his first year as a starter.
Yeah, that's right.
So it wasn't like he was the guy who'd built them up to that point.
Yeah, he wasn't like a made man at that point.
Literally he was a flash in the pan. That's what it amounted up to at the end of the day. But let's take one more look here. So again, and just kind of bring this full circle, because I think we kind of run it the right way here going through this. I feel like the Niners and the Titans are the two biggest threats to every team. Like whoever they end up playing, it's going to be a hard game, because you're not going to get, okay, so for offensive linemen, for those of you in the audience who don't know, we like to run the ball. I actually prefer it over passing.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens when you run the ball? You dictate the tempo and the physicality of the game. And that is like a core aspect to actually gaining momentum over your opponent, is by enforcing your own strength over them.
Yeah.
That's why the Colts can never come to Jacksonville and beat us. And I'm not going to say can never, but they don't come to Jacksonville and win, because they know what kind of game, and it doesn't even matter which Jacksonville team you're playing against, whether it's Fred Taylor, Maurice Jones-Drew, James Robinson, or whoever the fuck was the running back yesterday. I don't even remember his name. Jacksonville just enforces their will on the Colts. It's just it's like nature. Like it's just how it is. So for when you're talking about football in its purest terms, it's about enforcing your will over the next man, over the next opponent. And you have to have a lineman's mentality to do that.
Yep. And
those two teams are lineman mentality kind of teams.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they're fucking, it's John Stockton and Karl Malone. They're fucking just throwing the ball around the place. Like pitch and catch. That's what they doing.
Yeah, it's difficult to impose your will on somebody when you're the one retreating.
Yeah. A lot of you can't look at any team, maybe the Bills, not even, because really they're how they impose their will is just say run their 240-pound quarterback at you every play with a bunch of linemen pulling, which
yep.
I'm sorry to say that's not going to work in the playoffs. I hope that they are ready to come with a little bit more versatile game plan than they've shown in the last month, because
he can't be running the ball like that.
Power, and that cat's going to play the whole game. Not against the Patriots.
He's not going to make it, 4 rounds or 3 rounds, whatever the fuck he got to play to get the Super Bowl. I'm doing that shit. Oh, but he played 17 games this year. I mean, that's different.
It's not going to happen. But we got super chat here from Charlie Tekwa Petla. I hope I'm saying that right. Apologize if I'm not. Watch Steelers or Raiders go to the Super Bowl in the most what the fuck wins this playoff season.
Well, it would be that.
I'll tell you what. Looking at this bracket again. Oh, hold on. Got another one here from Jason Gaines. And I'll get back to you, Charlie. Sorry about that. I pulled this up. 49ers and Cowboys is a matchup between Shanahan and Dan Quinn. Advantage Shanny. I hate both of them as a Falcons fan. Hopefully someone blows a lead. Someone will, I'm sure.
Yeah. Almost guaranteed.
But talking about the Steelers and Raiders, the Raiders, honestly, they can win against the Bengals. I don't think that's probably going to be the closest.
Yeah, that would go either way.
This game is a 50-50 game. Bengals and Raiders is a 50-50 game to me. I think that you can flip a coin and you got a 50% chance of being right on who's going to win, because
the Bengals are just
kind
as inconsistent.
The same team.
Yeah, they're both pretty inconsistent, so that could easily go either way.
Yeah,
But
if one becomes streaky, then it can get ugly.
yeah, but KC and Pittsburgh, while the Chiefs, started, the season up and down. I mean,
Yeah, they righted the ship, and
we gave Big Ben his moment.
Flying high.
We gave Ben his moment. Let's not try to make
Ben, it. I hope you enjoyed the fucking lap around the field last week, because that's as far as this shit's going. Sorry, Tree. They're not going to the Super Bowl. But they did make the playoffs again.
Hey,
Can't be mad at that.
Great fucking job by Mike Tomlin.
Winning season. Be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
So, and you're welcome, Tree. Tree, you're welcome. We gifted y'all that. You'll forever kiss the ring when we get on the live stream, because we gifted y'all that until next season at least. But the Patriots, I fucking hate them. But I have to admit that if they'll probably be, and this is me. I'm not trying to rank anybody. I'm not trying to necessarily rank these teams on what I think about them, but they're going to probably be the most prepared team in the entire playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to have a different plan probably than either of the first two times that they played the Bills.
Yeah, it's going to be something totally different.
They're going to have something.
And there's no way for you to know what it is until it's happening. And then you have one halftime period to adjust, and that's it, because that's how good they are at fucking exposing a team that they play multiple times. And that's how, really, not even the team they play multiple times. Every team they play, Bill Belichick is known.
It's like a different team.
Turning teams upside down that they go against.
Yeah. And just making people look silly at times.
Like, he's known for this shit. That's what he gets off on. Cowboys, Niners, like I said, the Cowboys had a good season, but the Cowboys, how tough was their schedule really? That's what I always think about. Now, maybe you can tell better than I can, but I feel like they didn't have a really tough schedule. The Cowboys never really have a very tough schedule.
It wasn't that rough. And when we did play, playoff type teams, it was either close or we lost.
Yeah, the Cowboys will continue that long tradition of getting their ass fucking pounced out the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a signature win this year. Maybe, I guess, New England.
I don't know. I don't know what.
I'm not sure how. Yeah, I'm not sure how great of a win that is right now, beating a rookie quarterback, even with Belichick.
The Eagles. The Eagles are here. They're in the playoffs. Impressive, but y'all know it's over unless y'all have something
short-lived.
Yeah, it's a short-lived thing. And hey, you know what? You can build on the fact that you got into the playoffs next year. But unless something happens to like integral players on the Bucs side during the game where they're out of the game because of maybe injury or something like that, that's the only way that the Eagles will have a chance to try and steal it from them. But the Bucs are pretty healthy right now. They're going to be gunning. The Rams, the Rams are a sexy pick, man. They're a sexy pick. I think they can get there. It's just what Matthew Stafford are we going to have in the playoffs? Which version of him is he going to be? He's bounced back, but he had a couple games there where it's like, whoa,
right?
This ain't Detroit, motherfucker. You better figure this shit out. The Cardinals, massive disappointment.
Yeah, they really sputtered down the home stretch, even though they did beat the Cowboys.
They beat the Cowboys, but who really cares? They're probably going to get blown out by the Rams. They're probably going to get blown out by the Rams. I think that is this game, the Rams Cardinals game is the highest likelihood of a lopsided affair, in my opinion. This one's the highest likelihood.
JJ Watt might be returning. That might give him a little bit of.
JJ Watt is he's not the same JJ Watt. I don't care.
No, of course not. But I might get a little bit of
2 times a year for 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, he's a different cat than he was when I was playing. When he was
Oh,
playing,
no
I
doubt,
was
no
playing
doubt.
against that cat.
He was, DPOY type guy back then.
I mean, I bodied his ass. I'm not going to front. I bodied him. There's a picture that I have of me bodying him. There was kids who there was a kid, a fan in Jacksonville who actually drew the picture and colored it in and sent it to me
Oh,
when I
wow.
was in Jacksonville of me bodying him.
That's cool.
And, I take pride in that. Fuck him. No,
You should. You should.
He's cool dude. Cool dude. No problem with him. Just
they might get a
he
little
got
bit of
hyped pretty
Willis Reed
massively.
effect. Oh,
he got hyped. Him and who was the other cat that he came in with? Connor Barwin. Him and Connor Barwin were hyped up in Houston.
Them and Brian Cushing.
Yeah,
and,
Cushing, bro, Cushing was crazy.
Well, I mean, you would be crazy too if you were. Well, let's not
smacking a meathead like him, smacking helmets with every person you come by,
headbutting motherfuckers with no helmet on,
motherfuckers without your shit on. Like, yo, bro, maybe somebody might have hit him with a PED test. Oh yeah, he was juicing.
Shocker.
No, I don't know that for sure. I think he did fail a PED test though.
It's easy to hide that kind of shit nowadays. As long as you just get one or two.
Huh?
I was just saying it's easier to hide that shit nowadays as long as you only fail one or two. I think you can kind of get away with shit.
Yeah, because it's confidential when you fail the first time and the second time. But once you fail like the third time, that's when they put that shit. That's when you find. That's when you and the audience find out about it on ESPN.
Right.
It's the third fail.
Yeah, so
that's when they find out.
If you hear about it, you really on that shit.
Yeah, Von Miller is the most notorious person in that regard. The shit that he pulled with the drug testers, where he tried to bring in a bottle of his own piss or a bottle of somebody else's piss, and they caught him. It's like, bro, come on. They changed the entire program because of him. Ask me how I know. Man, I was in the program for 2 seasons because I failed the weed test when I was a rookie.
Shit. And that's what.
That's a story. I should do a video on that too. Because
every other week, if you're in the program, or
hell no, bro. That's 5 times a month.
Shit.
At random. Whew. That shit was like hell. I mean, you got to call and tell. You have to call the NFL and tell them.
Give them like your travel plans and shit.
Bro, they sent somebody to come piss test me at the Super Bowl my rookie year. I was up at the Super Bowl, going to the parties and shit.
Yeah.
I'm walking into the hotel with my homeboy who he went with me on the trip. And we're walking in, and out of like the shadows, this short fucking dude just comes out. Excuse me, Mr. No Winery. I'm like, bro, whatever. Say it right. He's like, yeah. He flipped out his little badge. Yeah, Jim Walters, NFL. Need to collect a sample. I'm like, Jesus, dude, I'm drunk as shit. What you want? I'm like, bro, what?
Here, I'll just pour this Bud Light in your fucking can. It'll be the same.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm over here like, bro, I still got the Hennessy in my hand, man. Back up.
Lucky it'll smack the shit at you.
You know what I mean? This shit was wild, but that's what they do. They'll come get you anywhere. They will come get you anywhere. So, but when you hear about it on the news, it's because the guy screwed up multiple times.
Yep.
Multiple times. All right. And let's see here, just to kind of wrap this thing up. We got one more super chat here. Let's see. Nathan Reed for $2. He says NFL playoffs reseed. Green Bay will play the lowest seed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They do reseed.
Then they don't have to worry about them. They couldn't play them until the conference championship.
They lucky as a mug.
Okay.
So they're gonna. Oh yeah, they do reseed. That's
one of the leagues doesn't. I can't remember all that shit.
Have they always reseeded?
I'm not positive about that.
Because I feel like this is how it's set up, right? Like the winner here goes here, the winner here goes here, because you never. What? Huh.
Maybe not. I mean,
I
obviously
guess,
not.
do they reseed? I mean, I always felt like it was just.
They must. They
Huh,
must give
huh.
the top seed the easiest route.
Yeah, that's wouldn't they, right? Wouldn't they do it like that? All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for us here. We have gone through, talked about the playoff scenarios coming up. We talked about the big games that set the playoff pictures yesterday. And we even got a little bit of college football in there. Now it's time to go eat some wings. We're going to sit down and watch this game. And we are your linemen from the Lineman Life Live podcast. We hope everyone has a wonderful Monday. Enjoy the game. We will catch you all on Wednesday for the tier maker. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already done so, and subscribe if this is your first time on the live stream. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Hope everyone has a good one. We out.
Peace.